many brothers I be sparking and rushing, man, like inside the dark, call me Bill Snatcher. Just a brother for the rapture. I hang live, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my sacred life.
Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga, and courtesy of Organic Dinosaur, we have some major spoilers that have come out in the last day about the Boruto manga chapters coming up, chapter 57, and I want to talk to you guys about some of these spoilers. So obviously if you're an anime only fan, you want to click off of this video because I am going to be talking about a pretty huge plot twist that takes place in this story. However, if you're still here, I'm assuming that you guys are caught up with the manga and you don't care about spoilers. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it on this one. So I told you guys when I covered the spoiler leaks, which you should have seen in both of the videos yesterday. By the time you guys are seeing this will actually be Saturday. But the fact is that I said in the spoiler video, like, hey, you know, the Byakugan pills are actually more important, and I'm seeing a lot of people miss some of the symbolism behind it. And I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about what that symbolism is and explain to you why the Byakugan pills are more important than you guys realize. So there's actually another reason, a deeper meaning behind those Byakugan pills than just being able to suppress the Byakugan gene and being able to suppress the Otsutsuki genetics that are inside of Boruto. So what exactly is the meaning behind all this? So if you guys are familiar with the stories that happened after the Fourth Great Ninja War, in particular the Sakura Hiden novel, I've covered this in a couple of videos, but you have one video where I talk about the tailed beast drug, which was created in that novel by some Anbu who were Danzo loyalists. The tailed beast drug was created because they took the samples of Naruto's DNA that was scattered all across the Valley of the End. For those of you guys wondering how that was possible, Naruto and Sasuke bled out a whole lot at the Valley of the End. There are hair fibers, skin fragments, and some more. And so essentially they created tailed beast drugs that vary depending on the actual strength level of the user. Depending on how strong you were, you could sprout anywhere from 1 to, in extremely rare cases, you could sprout an entire 9 tails. Well, I also told you guys in a video talking about Sasuke's rebellion after the Fourth Great Ninja War, the fact that you also had people who were making Sharingan pills, and they were trying to set Sasuke up as a way to, in theory, make his Sharingan stronger by essentially killing Sakura and triggering his rage and seeing if that rage would evolve his Sharingan any further. So the reason why I bring this up is this isn't anything new in the Naruto universe. If anything, what Amado is doing is something that should be applauded, because what we're seeing is the fact that Amado's science has moved leaps and bounds beyond anything that Konoha was able to do, because you already had those Anbu under Kakashi that Kakashi was trying to weed out of the ranks when he was Hokage, who were trying to recreate some of that power that Naruto and Sasuke had. They tried to make a synthetic Sharingan. Now you have Amado, who has been able to actually figure out a way to actually suppress the Byakugan, suppress it, eventually wipe away its vision, and in theory, like Amado said, could actually kill the person that's taking those pills if it's taken for a prolonged period of time. Now, while it's not the same as actually recreating the actual power of the Byakugan, what you have to look at is this right here. The fact that he's found a way to actually suppress that actual Kekkei Genkai, that leads me to believe that there's probably some type of pill out there that can actually give somebody the access to the power of the Byakugan. But this is a evolution in science. This is taking the information that was done in the timeline over 12 years ago, which is very interesting given the fact that Amado said that his daughter passed away 12 years ago. By this point in the timeline, Sakura Hiden takes place roughly around 13 years ago in this part of the timeline. So you do have something here. I'm not saying that I think that Amado was an Anbu Black Ops that was working and was a part of Kito's crew. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that the specific date range that Amado says goes back, and it traces back to, like I said in my tweet I did on Twitter, after the events of Naruto last. Not during, but after. And I was referring to this right here because of where the timeline takes place. So this is going to be very interesting to see whether or not there's actual more to this. I'm still of the belief I don't trust Amado. I think that Amado has another deeper hitting meaning. I think it's very suspicious that the fact that ever since he's been in Konoha, Konoha's military power has been drastically weakened every step of the way, whether it be Naruto losing the Kyuubi or Sasuke losing the Rinnegan. Now all of a sudden he has these Byakugan pills that can suppress the Byakugan gene in Boruto, which is a reminder, Boruto does have Hyuga blood in him, so there is the possibility Boruto can awaken the Byakugan at some point. But the fact is that when you look at this and you look at the fact that you could also have a scenario to where Boruto could actually die, this is one of those times where, again, you have to look at Amado and you have to say that this is somebody who is extremely suspect, because what he's effectively done is he's made himself so invaluable to Konoha to where he has to be protected. Maybe you can look at this and say, well, he's just trying to stay alive. Sure, I believe that, but I also think that there is some deeper meaning to this, because everything just happens to be breaking in the right way for this guy, and the fact that he was able to do this kind of research behind Ishiki's back. Naruto, in the spoilers, Naruto does say he doesn't trust Amado 100%. He's really giving me the vibes of what would have happened if Orochimaru would have stayed inside of Konoha and if Orochimaru just would have been smarter. This is a very dangerous character, and we're dealing with some very dangerous science. I mean, the fact is that his science is already leaps and bounds ahead of anything that Konoha's been able to do, and really and truly, he's also leaps and bounds ahead of what Orochimaru did, and Orochimaru is pretty freaking brilliant. The fact that Orochimaru was able to discern what was on the Uchiha Stone tablet without a Mangekyo Sharingan, and was able to kind of figure out what you needed for the Rinnegan, even though he didn't quite get there. Orochimaru came dangerously close to it, and he's even made a connection between the Byakugo seal and the Sage of Six Paths. And so you could on one hand say, well, what if Orochimaru and Amado work together? Sure, they have some similarities when it comes to cloning, but even then, Amado is essentially steps ahead of Orochimaru in that aspect there. And the reason why that's so important is that these are two different characters. Orochimaru still does his side stuff or whatnot, but at the same time, he's under surveillance, and it's understood that Orochimaru is doing stuff that will benefit Konoha in the fight against the Otsutsuki clan. When it comes to Amado, we don't know his true motives yet, and that's what's so dangerous. I don't think that he's being 100% upfront, and I really feel like this is another calculated risk. First, you have to get rid of all those cyborgs. Then the next thing you need to do is simultaneously you need to weaken Konoha, and then once all that is taken place, you could have a scenario to where Amado is able to kind of make his move. Again, I think that these Byakugan pills are part of a bigger plot. However, I want to know from you guys, what do you guys think about this possibility? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.